Welcome back to Cold Crimes, where we're taking a look back at unsolved murders featured on NBC6. All of these stories have one thing in common: an endless pursuit on behalf of victims' loved ones to hold killers accountable. This includes the father of Rashid Kablawi. Kablawi was a store clerk who was brutally attacked while customers watched. The 2014 murder was all caught on surveillance video.
He good man. He good, hard-working man.
Hisham Kablawi still bears the pain of his son's death. He prays police will find his killers.
I don't know how they sleep. They left, my son, he left with a wife, 29 years old, pregnant 7 months. He never saw his baby.
Surveillance video inside Seven Stars Beer Depot on November 27, 2014 shows two men shopping around the store as owner Rashid Kablawi works behind the counter. But minutes later, things take a violent turn.
After initially shooting the victim, they then jump over the counter, continue to shoot the victim. They begin to pistol whip the victim. The victim then falls face down on the floor. The subjects appear to have left the store, and then they turn around and return and begin to shoot him some more execution style.
Detectives say this appears to have been a targeted hit. The motive? Possibly a business deal gone bad.
He never borrowed nobody money. He not owed nobody money.
This was a very brutal attack on the victim, and they wanted to ensure that he was dead.
Police are now releasing this new rendering that shows what one of the suspects may look like. They're confident someone knows something about this case.
There were people inside the store when this brutal murder occurred, and we do believe other people could have been victimized.
We never forget him. We never forget who did it to him. And as long as I live, I will keep looking for them.
There's a $5,000 reward in the Kablawi case. Miami-Dade police believe someone knows something because the suspects and the victim were not alone inside that store. And now to a story out of Broward County involving a victim who may have been living a double life, according to detectives. When Ezell Grant was found dead in a parking lot, he was dressed in women's clothing, but his loved ones did not understand why he was wearing that clothes and what he was doing at that apartment complex.
But I don't understand how a person can just take somebody's life like that and just live their life like nothing happened.
Ezell Grant Jr.'s family has not given up their search for his killer. On November 14, 2015, police arrived at an apartment complex near the 4100 block of Northwest 19th Street in Lauderhill and found Ezell in the middle of the parking lot with a life-threatening gunshot wound.
There was some physical evidence on scene. There was a lot of blood on scene.
Ezell's loved ones say they're not familiar with this apartment complex and don't know why he was here, but witnesses tell police he arrived with a man in the car and then they heard gunshots.
When he was found, he was wearing women's clothing.
And I was like, why was he dressed as a woman? I say he doesn't dress as a woman. He don't carry himself like that.
Ezell's partner of 6 years was also shocked to learn police found him dressed as a woman.
I can't speak on what they found him in or what they say he was because I don't know that lifestyle. You know, all I know is that person took that loving person away from me.
Being that the family and friends, his close relatives, didn't know him to dress in female clothing, it's very hard because we believe he was leading a double life at that time. It's tough because you're doing like a double investigation.
Lauderhill detectives were able to obtain this surveillance video of the suspect taking off in Ezell's gray Dodge Charger, but say robbery may not necessarily be the motive. Police found the car weeks later, about 3 miles away from the crime scene.
And whoever did it, they was wrong. They could have just walked away.
I'm not going to stop till he come forth and he get caught. He has to pay the time.
In June 2016, a woman was held hostage and beaten to death inside a public storage office. Police believe at least 4 people were involved in this gruesome murder. In an eerie turn of events, moments before her death, she warned her girlfriend someone was going to kill her.
The description of her death was brutal.
Such a brutal murder, police won't go into much detail.
It was ruled that she was beaten to death.
On June 24, 2016, detectives found Laura Cooney's body inside an office closet at a public storage.
Due to the large amounts of blood, they were unable to determine right away what exactly killed her, what was the initial cause.
Loved ones say Cooney was a manager at this public storage on Marlin Road in Cutler Bay for 15 years. She lived in an apartment upstairs here on the 2nd floor with her girlfriend, and police say her longtime girlfriend is the one who called them frantically.
The girlfriend said that she doesn't know where her girlfriend is, and she was last seen the night before.
The victim's partner also told police Cooney briefly went up to her apartment the night before her murder, looking disheveled, asking for her cell phone.
And she says, if you don't give me your cell phone, they're going to kill me.
And that's the last interaction Cooney had with someone she knew. Hours later, she was discovered dead in the public storage closet.
My conclusion would be that she was actually held hostage and then beaten during the process in order to get whatever information these people thought that she may have had.
I could not understand why they would do something like this to her.
According to the girlfriend, 4 people were involved in the violent murder. Police believe the people responsible knew Cooney's routine and followed her.
Please come forward, give whatever information you have. We need to put Laura's at rest.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $28,000 reward in Cooney's case. The victim's niece has now made it her mission to create more awareness about her aunt's case, often posting to social media. And from South Miami-Dade, we now turn to North Lauderdale, where a mother and daughter were murdered while sleeping. Other young children in the home woke up to the sound of gunshots and continue to live with this pain every single day.
You live it every day, but it doesn't get easier.
A single mother of 5, an honor roll student. Tamika Williams and 15-year-old Jada Allen had dreams of accomplishing much more, but their lives were cut short by a ruthless killer.
It was just cold-blooded murder.
On January 27, 2017, Tamika and Jada went to sleep in the same bed at their North Lauderdale home. On January 28th, at around 5 a.m., 2 other children in the home woke up to the sound of gunshots.
These are children who heard their mother and their sister getting shot and eventually learning that they were murdered.
When detectives arrived at the home near West McNabb Road and 71st Avenue, they say it was a bloody scene. According to investigators, the mother and daughter were shot multiple times inside Jada's room.
It was a pretty gruesome scene inside the bedroom.
For someone to just come in, a thief in the night, and just steal their life, and that's what they did. They stole their life from us because that can't be replaced and there's no value on it.
Detectives did not see any signs of forced entry into the home, but believe the killer was familiar with the layout and may have even known the mother and daughter.
They intended to shoot both victims and that they deliberately shot both victims. It wasn't chaotic, it wasn't just indiscriminate, it was directed.
You looked at everybody as a suspect, and you had to peel them apart. And you start from the outside working in, then you go from the inside working out.
Family members say the lack of closure makes each passing day more frustrating. They hope someone will feel compelled to help them move forward and call police.
Maybe you heard something, maybe you saw something, maybe you didn't just pay anybody attention, you just wasn't really listening to them. Just think back to January 28, 2017.
Now to our last report involving another case out of Fort Lauderdale. The victim is originally from the Washington, D.C. area, but he had been living alone in South Florida for about a year and a half when he was killed on a quiet residential street. His children are still traumatized and are seeking answers. That's the sound of 2 gunshots captured on a home surveillance system on September 26th. The shooter had no mercy and fired at least 2 more rounds, killing 53-year-old Hee Ahn. When Fort Lauderdale police arrived at the 1400 block of Southwest 8th Court, they found his body on the road and his blue Chevy Malibu rental still running.
It appears he may have been shot in the vehicle, but the shots that were heard on the camera, you can hear the difference. So it appears there may have been one shot in the vehicle and the remaining shots were outside the vehicle.
Detectives are unsure what the motive is, but say it could have been a robbery. Ahn's wallet and cell phone are missing. Also a missing piece to this mysterious murder, a woman heard on video screaming for help.
We are looking to find out who that person was, if she was in the vehicle or if she's just a witness, and we don't know who that is right now.
Ahn's children say they are traumatized by what happened to their father.
Life changed within moments. As soon as we found out, it was like, yes, you had to grieve, but at the same time, we had to get going.
Now the family, as well as police, hope the woman and any other witnesses will come forward to provide them closure.
We still get calls from the detectives regularly. It's almost like, we'd like to lay him to rest.
Police are offering a $3,000 reward in Ahn's case. Just one bit of information can change the entire course of this investigation, or any investigation for that matter. In Miami-Dade and Broward counties, you can always call in a tip anonymously through Crime Stoppers. The number for Miami-Dade is 305-471-TIPS. The number for Broward, 954-493-TIPS. Any piece of information that leads to an arrest results in you cashing out on a reward. Again, everything is completely anonymous. The cash amount varies on a case-by-case basis. Some families and organizations often contribute more funds toward a reward. The minimum amount in both counties is $3,000. And that's all for us on this edition of Cold Crimes. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you see something, say something.